Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for logging on and watching this back to school night video. My name is Jonathan Ty, and I'm your child's honors pre-calculus teacher. So a little bit about me before we get to the course. This is my 11th year teaching here at Verona High School, and I love it here. I'm the head boys and girls varsity tennis coach. I also advise the math team and the Math Honor Society. And actually this past summer, I just had my first child. Her name is Layla. So let me show you a little picture of her. So this is my baby girl. She was born on August 14th. So it's been a very hectic start to the school year, but wouldn't have it any other way. So in addition to teaching honors pre-calculus this year, I'm also teaching honors geometry. So for the honors pre-calculus course, I wanted to go over some things here that your child would typically see on a normal day. So here is our classroom page. All right, so I have two sections of honors pre-calculus. I have period 1 and a period 7 class. This course stream, this is kind of like on Facebook, like the feed. Anything that I post, the students will see here. And any assignments, announcements, all of that will go there. One of the things that I like to do in my class is try to make everything as digital as possible. So any notes that we have, homework answers as well, additional resources is all available on this here. So on the stream, it's like one of the first things that I posted, and I'll actually move the resource folder up to the top here. If you go to the classwork tab, I'll move the course materials all the way up to the top, so it's like kind of anchored up top for the students. Now, so if the students were absent one day, they can literally click on one of these folders and they should be able to see, exactly what they missed. So the course syllabus, I've also attached it to the Google Doc with the link to this video and this syllabus outlined here. There are 9 units in total. I'm not going to go over the names of all of them, but I will break down, let's say, the method and the reasoning behind the way it's written. So the first 4 units are primarily like the students have seen a lot of it in Algebra 2, but we're going into a little bit more detail in this class. So and then units 5 and 6 are very heavy with the trigonometry. So the name of the course is Honors Pre-Calculus / Trigonometry. So these middle 2 units are somewhat new for the students, and we're going to be spending a lot of time with these 2 units here. And then units 7 through 9, that's really the pre-calculus part of the course. Okay, students have seen some conic sections before with circles and parabolas, but they haven't seen ellipses and hyperbolas that often. Parametric and polar coordinates, this is really like a Calculus 2 or a Calculus BC topic, AP Calc BC, if students are going to be taking that next year. And obviously limits is usually the first unit in any calculus course. So moving on, my grading policy, we do a total point system. So basically I have 100 points per test, 50 points per quiz. Homework assignments are typically worth 2 points, and review packets for a quiz or a test I usually make 5 points each. And there's another category called math investigations, which is basically like a project or a larger homework type assignment that I'll weigh a little bit more than a review packet, but typically less than a quiz grade. So I started doing this late work policy last year and I kept it for this year as well. If a student decides to not do a homework assignment, okay, typically I would put it in as missing, but let's say that a student really didn't need to do the homework, they will not be penalized. So if a homework assignment has not been completed by the due date that's posted on Classroom, so like for example, homework assignment here was due on September 19th, and a student doesn't turn it in, they may not lose points. Okay, but they also won't gain any. So if the assignment is worth 2 points, it will not be inputted as missing, but it will not be a part of the denominator for your raw score. For example, if the current raw score is 100 points and the homework is worth 2 points, the new raw score would be 102 if you choose to complete the assignment. If you don't need the extra practice, your raw score would remain 100 points. So each student may have like a different total points system depending on how much homework they do. So the pro is you can kind of pick and choose whichever homework assignment you want, but the con is obviously the tests and quizzes are required grades, and homework can be a little bit more flexible, so students have that ability to use it as, we'll call it like a buffer for your test grades. You can also, if I know that everybody has like a very hectic schedule. Let's say that the assignment is due, tomorrow, but they can't quite get to it tonight. Then they can submit what's called a late work explanation and reschedule a new due date to get full credit for the assignment. Okay, but it has to be done by the original due date. Okay. So if you plan on eventually completing the assignment but cannot finish it by the due date, you must turn in the late work explanation to have the opportunity to gain full credit, which is a big plus, with a new due date. Students who do not submit a late work explanation by the due date will not have the work count against them. So it's kind of the default here. However, they cannot retroactively gain points back to raise their grade. So let's say it's the end of the marking period and you're short a few points, and you missed a few homework assignments toward the beginning of the marking period. You can't just say, hey, can I use the late work explanation to gain a few points back? That is a no-go. So, it asks or puts the responsibility on the students. Am I going to just, skip on this one homework assignment or reschedule, and that's their choice. And then this last thing here, it's if you choose to make a new due date, but then you don't turn in the work, then you're going to get a 0. So you can read over this last scenario here. I'll be a little bit flexible toward the beginning of the year because I know it's like let's say a less common policy. So if we need to a little bit of flexibility with the students, we can do that too. And then this is a chart with what students can make up and when. I also offer retakes, any 2 tests or quizzes per marking period, and it's not a rollover plan. So if they don't make up any or they don't retake any assessments in marking period 1, they won't have 4 heading into marking period 2. It just resets to 2. And the way it works is I average the 2 grades and input that into Genesis. I typically give about a week after receiving the initial grade because, again, I don't want students to come back like, a month after we take the assessment. They're like, hey, can I get some points back? Like it's the end of the marking period. It doesn't work very well that way. Okay. And extra help. I also have, I post my office hours on my lesson plan here. So I typically post the lesson plans for the week on Sunday night for the week ahead. So you'll see here on the stream the lesson plans for the week of September 13th. And students will have links to all of the course material that we're going to be going over each day. And one of the other things that is also linked are my office hours. So because I'm coaching, it's, let's say, much more compact in terms of the timing. Students can come right now during the morning and lunch to come see me. That's the best time. After school is probably not going to be very good for me, right? And I think that's about it. Again, this syllabus is available on that Google Doc that has the link to this video as well. So I hope you all have a good evening or morning whenever you guys watch this. And I'm looking forward to a great year with your child. Thank you.